Just waiting for you to start.
Sometimes. My mom, mostly. Hello and welcome to Today in Quarantine. I'm your host, Renee Cross, coming to you live from my apartment with my roommate.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So yes, it is, today is June 12th, 2020. It's Friday. And yeah, I thought it'd be cool to have my roommate on here for the first time for episode 83, which I think is a prime number. I'd have to go check, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, so who are you?
I'm Izzy.
Hi, Izzy. Izzy, what do you do? What's your...
I'm a student right now.
Okay.
I'm studying sonography, which is the use of ultrasound.
Okay.
So I'm doing cardiovascular sonography. So I look at arteries and veins, and I also look at hearts.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
cool.
See if there's any disease or blood clots.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you get to so you're doing clinicals right now,
Mhm.
right? Do you get to actually scan people and see?
I
what's
do
up
get
with
to
them?
scan people, but we call them preceptors. Our preceptors are there with us, and they usually take over if there's actually disease, they take over because they know what to do. And I've only been scanning healthy people, like in school when we practice. So I don't always know what to do when I actually see disease.
Yeah.
But
Oh, look, my mom says hi.
hello.
Yeah. So cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. So do you enjoy that? Is that something that you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I picked the right thing to do?
It's nice. It's not too stressful because I just have to take the pictures, and then the doctor is the one ultimately who will decide the final call, which is not, I mean, obviously I have to take good pictures, which that's what I'm learning to do, but there's
Nice.
not as much pressure, and I don't have to go to med school, but I still get paid. You know? So.
Oh boy. Oh, and Andrew says
Hey,
hi,
Andrew.
too. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, what else are you doing with your time now that we're kind of stuck inside for the most part? What are you doing? And you're kind of on summer break.
I'm kind of on summer break.
What?
I'm taking 2 online classes right now. And in my free time, I try to read as much as I can. I joined a book club, which is fun.
Nice.
And we meet on Zoom every so often, and we talk about the book. I've been learning how to cook a little bit more. I've been really into Japanese food and Japanese culture, so I've been making a lot of Japanese and Korean food. I watch a lot of anime. I watch too much anime. I've been trying to learn Japanese, but it's pretty hard to stick with it because sometimes when you have a long day, you just want to watch TV and not study a language that you don't know.
Not think about stuff. Yeah.
I hear it a lot when I'm watching anime, so I'm remembering some of the words, but I need to work on it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Just checking over here. Yeah. So today is June 12th, and it's actually the 53rd anniversary of something called Loving Day. But before we get to that, Andrew has a question. What's your current anime that you're watching?
I'm in the middle of 3 right now.
3?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm
you're
on
number 2?
Hello?
3, 1, 2, 3. So that would be 2.
Okay. Anyway, I'm on episode 25 of Fairy Tail. I just started Black Clover yesterday because Javan told me it was really good. Hello. And I'm watching a swimming anime. It's called Free, Yowatobi Swim Club. And I'm on season 2 of that one. So I just alternate between those.
Yeah. Anime is such a different world. Just for those of you who don't know what anime is, it's basically Japanese cartoons.
Yep.
So,
but it's so much more.
Yeah. My mom says, a new language, cool. We hope to learn Hebrew. We'll see how that goes. Hebrew is a tough language as well. Yeah, it's very similar to, I think it's more similar to Japanese than it is to English.
Oh.
In that it's in Japanese, do you still read from right to left? Or is that Chinese?
You read down.
Oh.
You could read down. They have books and down, and they have books, I think, left to right.
Mm.
Yeah.
So maybe it's
so we read left to right, and they have characters going down like this, and then like this. So either way, it's characters.
And Mom, you can see how anime is spelled in Andrew's comments. ANIME. So it's like anime.
Yeah.
But it's anime. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of anime because she
hasn't given it a shot.
I have given it a shot. I started watching one called what's it called? Your Lie in April.
That's not the one you start with, though. That's the music one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Well, people were like, "Oh, you'll like it because you're a musician," and I didn't really like it because
Did you watch it in Japanese? Or
I did
English?
watch it in Japanese.
Okay.
Okay, so you can either watch it in Japanese with
Sub.
subtitles, which is called
Sub.
or you could watch it in English, which is called a
Dub.
because the English actors are like dubbing over, but it just doesn't
I don't like it.
It's clumsy.
Not good.
It's clumsy because like the English words are coming out of like the way that they shape their mouths for Japanese, and then it's not exactly like
No.
what they're actually saying. I actually do enjoy watching shows in other languages. Like for some reason, I don't like watching like high school dramas in English, but high school dramas in Spanish.
Where it's at.
That's actually where it's at. But it's just I don't know. I started to watch one of them in English, and I could immediately tell that it was off because like they were like, "Oh, John, why don't you love me?" or something like that, and I was like, "That's not what they're saying." So it's definitely a very interesting world of cartoons and stuff. And there's also a specific drawing style of it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the drawing of it,
Yeah.
but they're taking it right out of the manga.
No,
Usually,
what's manga?
it's basically a cartoon book.
It's like a graphic novel.
It's a graphic novel that majority of animes come from, so it's heavily taken from there, and then they just turn it into actual cartoon, and then they have voice over people. But if you read it, you notice it's very similar to the actual cartoon. Like I'll read a little bit of an anime before I'll watch it to see how accurate it is, and it's fairly like words, like it's the same.
That's interesting because most times, or a lot of times in like American or English TV shows, like the book to movie or movie to book doesn't match. Yeah, not at all. That's very interesting to know.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right, like I said earlier, today is June 12th, which is Loving Day, which is actually named in honor of this couple who it was, the last name was Loving. It's Richard and Mildred Loving.
Great names.
Yeah, and it's just such a coincidental thing because it actually marks the anniversary of the 1967 Supreme Court decision that struck down 16 state bans on interracial marriage as unconstitutional. So 53 years ago, it was illegal to get married or be in a relationship with somebody of another race other than your own, which is crazy.
Could you marry somebody that, are we talking like, I don't want to say color, but like color? Because like my mom is very light, my dad is very dark. Would they be a couple that's like, you can't, but they're both Hispanic?
So here's the thing. I mean, in the eyes of everybody else, that would be considered illegal, because of their different colors, literally, even though they're both Hispanic.
Yeah.
But it's definitely,
I guess that
it's kind of more of a colorism thing.
Okay.
Although
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, although back in that time, it was really like white versus black, and you did have like white passing people who could get married to white people, but it's very interesting time.
Were just forgotten.
Yeah, I mean at that time, a lot of Hispanic people were living in New York, which was one of the more progressive states, or like Florida, and it was not quite as common. But even if somebody was like dark-skinned Mexican person, they could just get married to a white person necessarily. So it's been 53 years since that has happened, and I know there are a lot of people out here who are benefiting from that these days. Yep. So
there are.
I don't know if any of them want to talk about it, but yeah. Do you want to say anything about it?
I mean, I got a white boyfriend, so that's it.
Yeah, 53 years ago, that would have been illegal.
That would have been illegal.
And then it just wouldn't have happened.
And I mean, I'm here from a intercolor couple, so I wouldn't be here if that wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are both like they're not really biracial because they're both Jamaican, but their parents are like black and white.
Oh. I didn't know that.
But I mean, that was in Jamaica, and so like in Jamaica, it's like race and color is not as much of an issue. It's
Yeah.
just, we're all one people. That's their motto, which is out of many, one people, I believe. Mom, correct me if I'm wrong. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what America was like back in those days. And still, we continue to fight these fights these days. So, yeah. Anyway, so today, what's the weather like outside, Izzy? We went out a little bit earlier.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful day. It really is.
It's just warm enough where I'm not sweating, but I'm also not like chilly. It's great.
Yeah, it's about 80 degrees,
like
I'd say.
80 something.
Yeah, maybe 82, 83.
Light breeze.
Yeah, just beautiful weather. Yeah, the light breeze is really nice. It's not super humid at all. Like there's a little bit of humidity, but it's not like, you step outside and you're like, drenched. So that's a beautiful thing to experience this time of year. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Izzy, I know, has been anticipating this for the last 24 hours, and I know she's ready for the dad jokes.
I'm ready for the dad jokes.
I've got the laugh track pulled up. Got the dad jokes pulled up, and so you're going to see the actual in-time reaction of these jokes, everybody. All right, here we go. Dwayne Johnson paid me to clean up and organize his craft room, but sadly, I lost his scrapbook cutting tool. I lost the rocks, paper, scissors.
What? Hello?
This is like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. His paper,
what
scissors.
Did you lose?
I lost the rocks, paper, scissors.
Yeah, see, I'm slow with jokes.
It's all right, buddy.
You didn't play the laugh track.
Okay, I'll go play the laugh track. Oh man.
Oh, they're still going.
I love how the Earth rotates. It just makes my day.
Doesn't it do one rotation
Per day?
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is the year thing?
That's around the sun.
Okay.
So it's spinning.
I don't know science.
Spinning and spinning. Yeah.
Oh, so it's spinning while it's spinning.
It's spinning while it's spinning.
Which is why we have
that's why
day
we have
and
day
night.
and
Yep.
year. Yep.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Why do the Norwegian Navy have barcodes on the side of their ships?
Why?
So when they come into port, they can scan the Navian.
Okay, that one's a pretty good one. Scandinavian.
Scan the Navy in. Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Thank you.
So Norwegian people are called Scandinavians?
Yeah. Swedish people.
No, I literally didn't know. Because the other day I was like, what are Norwegian people called? Like Norwegian?
Well, no. Okay, so there's like
Norwegians?
no. So there's Norwegian people.
Yes.
And then there's Swedish people, and then
Okay.
there's people from Denmark, the Danish.
Yeah.
There's people from Finland.
Yeah.
And that
the
all
Finnish
those
something.
the Finnish, yeah. And then all those people up there in that region, they are Scandinavians.
Hello?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So they're
Didn't know that.
also Europeans.
Yeah.
But in that area, they're also Scandinavian.
So is there a Scandinavian?
It used to be like that whole thing was one country and it was all Scandinavia.
Okay, I see.
But then it divided up. And so yeah, that's what.
I don't know geography.
That's all right, buddy.
I almost said geometry there too.
It's okay. Oh boy! Oh, here's one of my favorite ones. All right. While giving birth to a set of twins, the mother loses consciousness. The doctor calls in the woman's brother from the waiting room and asks if he would like to name the children, and the brother agrees.
Okay.
When the mother wakes up, the doctor informs her that her brother has named the children while she was unconscious, and she said, "Oh no, my brother's an idiot. What did he name the kids?" And the doctors replied, "Well, the girl's name is Denise." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's not a bad name." And she's like, "Oh, what's the boy's name?" And he's like, "The nephew."
It's too long of a joke.
It's a great joke.
I like the other one.
Which one? This one?
That one.
Here's one. I went to a smoke shop to discover that it had been replaced by an apparel store. Clothes, but no cigar.
That was a good one. Close.
That was actually
but no cigar.
Clothes, but no
That was a
cigar.
good one.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thank you, Izzy, for joining me today on Today in Quarantine. And thank you for also joining us on Today in Quarantine. We hope that you had a great day and that you will join us again for another episode tomorrow in quarantine. So we'll see you then. And see ya. Bye.
Bye. It sure does what?